This is Rebecca Brightfeller. Today's episode is titled, The Definitive Ranking of the Crème de la Crème of the Disney Renaissance. This article was written by Carrie Fishbane. The Disney Renaissance is one of the most innovated stretches of filmmaking in animated history. It was the period that came off of the Disney Dark Age, which was the period after Walt Disney died, when the company dipped significantly in popularity. Then, the Renaissance came along and cemented Disney's place as the animation powerhouse of the entertainment industry. The Renaissance definitely ended with Tarzan in 1999, but Disney historians, people who I sincerely hope wear Mickey ears to work every day, have been rigorously debating which movie started the Renaissance. Was it The Little Mermaid or The Great Mouse Detective? And I know what you're thinking. What the heck is The Great Mouse Detective? It was an animated adaptation of Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes stories, in which the world's most brilliant mind and greatest detective is a mouse. Doesn't necessarily sound like it would be a hit, but it matches the high quality of filmmaking we see in the Renaissance and brought attention back to Disney after the Dark Age. It was made just before The Little Mermaid and demonstrated to audiences that Disney was ready to come back into the spotlight. So, should I consider it a contender for the list? Yes, I should. I like it. So says the writer. So now that The Great Mouse Detective is a contender, there are 11 movies to choose from for this list, and it's going to be a competitive race. So, grab a Mickey ice cream bar, dust off your favorite Disney cosplay outfits, because here are my personal favorite Disney Renaissance movies. Shout out to my little sister Katie for helping me sort out the list. Number 9. Tarzan, 1999. If you want a Disney-field jungle adventure, this is the movie for you. The animation is fantastic, as we are treated to thrilling vine-swinging rides through the jungle. This is just an all-around fun movie, complete with apes playing pots like bongos, and elephants dancing like nobody's business. Complete with some incredibly catchy songs that can seriously get stuck in your head for days on end. This is no doubt one of the most fun movies to watch of the Disney Renaissance. Plus, this movie puts out the timeless message that love knows no boundaries, as Tarzan and Jane are able to overcome their differences and face insurmountable odds to be together. The Renaissance marked Disney's transition into movies about independent and empowered women, as opposed to damsels in distress, and Jane from Tarzan is a hallmark of this era. One of the first incredibly intelligent and vocal Disney women who left a good example for the little girls in the audience.
He sort of crouched like that. Really? And he supported his weight on his knuckles.
On the
See?
knuckles? Oh.
Exactly like a gorilla.
Number 8. Hercules, 1997. Bless my soul, Herc is on a roll. My little sister will be angry for putting this movie on the list, because it is so inaccurate in terms of the actual Greek mythological character. But notably, she's not writing the list. No, you're not going to find a Danny DeVito voiced centaur, and Hades probably didn't have that cool head of fire hair, but oh well. Disney's version of the myth is more fun.
What a geek! Distracto boy!
Maybe we should call him Hercules.
Hercules is an outcast in his Grecian town until he finds out he is the son of the king of the gods and works his way back to Mount Olympus. This movie is widely considered to be one of Disney's funniest, and it's not hard to see why. Danny DeVito is a powerhouse in the world of comedy, and he brings his all to this movie.
Call me Phil.
Phil!
Ow!
Boy, am I glad to meet you. I'm Hercules.
Disney has a tendency to really flesh out the main character and make the love interest a paper-thin character. Think of one notable personality trait of Prince Charming. See my point? Despite this, Megara is one of the most complex and sassy characters in the whole movie.
And by the way, sweet cheeks, I'm real too.
Number 7. The Great Mouse Detective, 1986. As mentioned earlier, I love this movie.
Miss Lanchester.
Flavisham.
Whatever.
It's one of Disney's most faithful adaptations and would make Sir Arthur Conan Doyle proud. A mouse detective is visited by a young girl mouse whose father has gone missing. This movie perfectly captures the spirit of Sherlock Holmes and still manages to be entertaining to the kids in the audience. It also cleverly pays homage to its source material by having the home of our rodent detective hero be in a crawl space of 221B Baker Street, which any true Holmes fan knows is the home of the world's greatest human detective. The film is incredibly fun and entertaining to watch and is perfect for kids interested in the mystery genre. Number 6. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. Claiming the title of the darkest movie on the list and probably the darkest Disney movie ever, Hunchback definitely blurs the lines of what qualifies as a kids' movie. Quasimodo fights for his right to live free despite his physical deformity.
You are deformed.
I am deformed.
And you are ugly.
And I am ugly.
And these are crimes for which the world shows little pity.
This movie is incredibly powerful as it speaks on themes of intolerance and religious bigotry. This is definitely the Disney movie today's world needs. But don't worry, you can still show it to your kids. The 3 anthropomorphic gargoyles keep things lighthearted throughout. They are incredibly funny and quirky characters who balance out the dark themes. It also has amazing visual imagery and some fantastic music. Number 5. Aladdin, 1992. Unfortunately, the name of Aladdin has been sullied by the 2019 live-action remake, which was greeted by critics with abysmal reviews. But let's get back to 1992, when Disney fans were first treated to that now iconic magic carpet ride. A boy who lives on the streets falls in love with the Princess of Agrabah and does anything he can to get to her. Aladdin has some of the most beautiful music to come out of Disney. Who could forget gorgeous classics like A Whole New World, or just flat-out fun songs like You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me? It boasts an incomparable cast of voice actors, including the late great Robin Williams bringing his comedic gusto to the role of the genie, and the boyish charm of the voice of Scott Weiner of Full House fame, bringing life to the title character.
Be back, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, where are you from? What's your name?
Aladdin.
Aladdin! Hello, Aladdin. Nice to have you on the show.
Number 4. The Little Mermaid, 1989. A bona fide Disney classic, The Little Mermaid practically broke the box office upon its release. The movie made almost $500 million in today's dollars, which was quite a lot in the pre-MCU blockbuster time. A teenage mermaid longs to be a human so she can unite with her one true love. With some of the most iconic shots in Disney history, The Little Mermaid is utterly stunning visually. The song that people remember most from the movie is Part of Your World, and it's not hard to see why. Ariel is one of the most relatable Disney characters. Everyone can identify with her rebellious teen spirit, and this one song characterizes her perfectly. It's such a powerful song that it allows the human audience to see through the eyes of the mythological mermaid. The optimistic theme of the movie that love conquers all is timeless. Number 3. The Lion King. The Lion King is a truly remarkable film. Very loosely based on Shakespeare's Hamlet, it tells the story of a young lion prince who is tricked into thinking he killed his own father by his uncle and flees the kingdom.
But the king is dead. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be alive.
Truly one of the best coming-of-age stories in the Disney canon, it's a story about learning to take responsibility and defending what's right. This movie contains Disney's first use of CGI, and the studio did not take the technology for granted. CGI was used in the scene in which wildebeest stampede and kill Mufasa, and it is truly a sight to behold. No one can say they didn't cry when Simba begged his dead father to wake up, knowing somewhere inside he never would. No Disney movie has ever tugged at your heartstrings quite like this one. Plus, the music was composed by Elton John. Need I say more? Number 2. Beauty and the Beast, 1991. It's a tale as old as time. Belle gets trapped in Beast Castle after saving her father, but after bonding with her captor, Belle and the Beast fall in love. This movie has the most beautiful score of any movie of the Renaissance, with classics like Beauty and the Beast, and Belle, and the showstopper, Be Our Guest. This film should come with a warning that the songs will be stuck in your head for weeks on end. This movie tells audiences the important message that beauty lies beyond the surface. Gaston and LeFou work perfectly together as the most memorable villainous duo that has ever come out of Disney. They are equal parts funny, scary, and ridiculous. Belle is the Disney princess who taught me when I was a kid that intelligence is beautiful. She is one of the few princesses in all of Disney history that you will see reading on screen. Number 1. Mulan. Mulan wins the award for Most Empowering Movie for Girls of the Renaissance. Even though I'm a feminist, that's not the only reason why I love it. A woman goes to war in place of her father. First of all, can we talk about how funny this movie is? Eddie Murphy has your side split as Mushu the dragon, who is probably the snarkiest of the Disney animal sidekicks. Let us not forget the wisest line any Disney character ever uttered: "Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow."
Dishonor on you! Dishonor on your cow!
Stop.
And while our pet cows are off in the corner crying, let's talk music. There are only 4 songs in Mulan, but they truly make an impact. I'll Make a Man Out of You is the best song to hype yourself up. And, dare I say, if any Disney Renaissance song were to be crowned as Disney's most beautiful song, it would be Reflection. Yes, the concept of a woman going into war in place of her dad is in itself empowering. What I find most empowering about this movie is the fact that the same woman single-handedly comes up with a plan that ends up defeating the Huns for good and sees it through with her fellow soldiers. That shows courage, intelligence, and strength, which are all traits everyone should teach their young girls. Also, when all of China bows to Mulan, don't be shocked if every female audience member blurts out, "You go, girl."
The baby is all grown up and saving China.
Thank you.